I was nervous. I was literally walking up and down the streets of London hoping to find a homeless person to interview. Because I just felt as though the way they're portrayed in society today is unjust and unfair, and we tend to judge them too much as people, so I was on the lookout. Recent news as of May 2013 has revealed that police have decided to seize blankets, sleeping bags and food donations off the homeless. Police later confirmed that this shocking intervention was actually an act to reduce the negative impact of homelessness. I came across Tony, a man who's been homeless on the streets of London for the past 2 years. I found him sat by Old Street and obviously explained to him that I am a budding journalist. And I was quite pleased when he said that he'd be more than happy to be interviewed by me. So I asked him if he'd like to be interviewed over a cup of coffee, which he said yes to. So that was really, really kind of him. Tony, a 44-year-old man that has been living in Old Street for the past 12 years. He's originally from Brighton and he has been homeless for the past 2 years, mainly due to the loss of his wife that passed away from cancer. Now, a lot of us assume that the main reason of homelessness is due to purely financial reasons, but in actual fact, his wife that passed away was the main breadwinner of the house. Everything was in her name, all of the finances, and that's how he eventually ended up on the streets of London following on from her death. Now, I really appreciate the story that he's telling me because at this point I've probably known him for about 10 minutes. And it's also just to inform people and, let everyone know that there are a million reasons why someone could end up homeless, and believe it or not, financial reasons are actually one of many. I'm really interested to find out and know more of his story and how much his lifestyle has changed since then. When you came over here, is this where you've mostly been staying?
Yeah, Old Street, yeah.
Because you said that you used to live in Shoreditch.
Yeah, because I was coming straight to work, travelling to work through Old Street. I used to work up at Angel. I was coming down to Old Street, travelling to work. I noticed a couple of people down here begging, a few other people around here. So when I become homeless, I met a couple of people, come down to Old Street, and also Old Street stations in the winter time, it's like a shelter under there.
Yeah.
Stand under there, keep warm, and yeah, that's why I live at Old Street, honestly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, definitely another thing that I've heard is that people just tend to stay in the same area and then you make friends. So I guess you all sort of in a way have each other's back or something like that.
That's the way it has been. Because I met people who look out for each other, we love each other. And we look out for each other. At the end of the day, we're very vulnerable people.
Yeah, of course. Exactly.
So it helps. If you've got friends around you, you feel a bit safer. Like I say, safety in numbers is just a bit safer, a bit safer. So yes, there's safety. Yeah.
What do you think about the government's plans? Well, not the government, sorry, the police's plans to seize blankets and stuff of homeless people?
It's disgusting. You're on the street, it's bad enough on the street, let alone people, the police coming up to you, taking property from you, like blankets, food. It ain't right. It's not on its own, mate. It really isn't right. So it's disgusting.
So, in terms of when you're around here, how much would you say on average you get in a day from people that pass by and stuff?
Talking about money-wise, then?
Yeah, money-wise. How many people just drop?
How many people?
Yeah, how much, sorry.
All depends. On a good day, so you sit down next to all day 12 hours, you get about 35, 40 pounds. But it's not just like, that includes like food, they'll give you food, in total like the food you get, they'll give you like clothes like coats, jumpers, like today someone give me this hoodie today, it's nice, or someone come and give me a hoodie, and this hat. About 30, 40 pounds on average, yeah, but that's sitting there in like 12 hours. So this stuff you hear about people earning hundreds of pounds, it's all rubbish, it's all rubbish, don't get that much at all. And you've got to sit there like in 12 hours in this sort of weather as well, in the rain, so it's hard going, and the money goes, and not all homeless people are drug addicts or alcoholics. Some ain't. I'm not. The money I get, I try and get hostage. If I get enough, I get hostage some nights. It's quite expensive. Yeah,
Like, in terms of your daily routine, what's your daily routine like?
I wake up, master, what's the open doorway. I wake up about 8, 9 o'clock-ish. Come down the station, get a couple of quid, go and get something to eat. About 10 o'clock, get something to eat. Come back about 11. Sit down again, do some more begging. There is one begging to get money. I don't want to beg, but I've got a place to survive. And then I beg till about 3 o'clock, go and get something to eat. Come back about 4 o'clock, and I beg till about 9 at night.
Now, one of the main reasons why I'm actually making this documentary is due to an article that I came over several months ago, and it's something that's still stuck in mind because I was so shocked at the title itself, and it's titled "Police Seize Possessions of Rough Sleepers in Crackdown on Homelessness," and that was published by The Independent, which I find as a really trustworthy publication. A homeless man was actually interviewed that was personally attacked by the police, and he's a 34-year-old man called Adam Jasowick, and he actually pleaded with police officers to keep his own possessions, and he said that the police were just taking the sleeping bags, chucking them everywhere. Now, it is a concern because obviously it's not something that's been legalised, but it's a physical action made by those that are a part of our law system. It does make you wonder what is really the law and what isn't. Is it part of the law just because the police officer's doing it? So it is a really shocking action, and in order to clean the streets of London, they need somewhere to go to, these homeless people. And Tony said he actually saves up his money to go to a homeless shelter. But the question is, are there even enough? Because if there was, obviously there wouldn't be a lot of homeless people on the streets of London. I mean, if you weren't homeless, can you imagine what you'd be doing right now?
If I wasn't homeless, right now, Saturday afternoon, I'd probably be down snooker with my mate, playing snooker. Putting me way home now, back home to my wife, watching a bit of telly, nice dinner, and we're just in for the night. This sort of weather, we're staying in tonight, just watching a bit of telly with my wife.
Have you heard, have you tried to reach out? Because I remember you saying that you go to shelters and stuff like that. Have you heard of St. Mungo's, the charity, and what they do?
I've got, as you go, I'm going there Monday. It's a lifeline on Monday. They're going to try and get me an emergency accommodation with St. Mungo's. So I'm hoping to get in the place at St. Mungo's. That's my plan next week. Because Christmas has been, it's been very hard. And it's only been last sort of month or so I've heard about these sort of places. Because you're on the street, you don't really know, I've got no access to internet, no access like that. So I find it hard to find out about these places. It's only word of mouth, people come up to me saying, have you heard about this place, have you heard about that place? Like, you just told me about St. Mungo's and that. So I found out about it. So next week, I'm going to, every day for Monday, and then Christmas out of the way, I'm going to go to all these places and try and get somewhere. That's my ultimate goal now, especially with the winter coming up. I'm getting here as it is, I can't be out here much longer, mate.
Now, coming from a charity fundraising background as well, I was actually really fond of St. Mungo's because I thought that the work they do is absolutely fantastic in terms of the emotional support that they give to people that are homeless. And like I said earlier when speaking to Tony, it wasn't purely based on financial reasons. There's a number of reasons why people end up homeless, and the work that they do is fantastic because they're actually informing the public and letting people know, hey, these are normal people and we're trying to get them back on their feet. So in a sense, I really wish that there were more places that existed like St. Mungo's. It's not just, this specific time of the year, it's every day for the past 2 years you've been experiencing that. So a lot of awareness needs to be raised. Now, it hasn't become something legal by the police, but it's just something that they're trying to enforce as of May 2013. And they have been operating a lot in North London, which is obviously really close to here, because I'm aware that this Old Street is EC1. So, EC1, so it's definitely something that should be stopped, hopefully. And yeah, just thank you very much for your time.
That's right.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anything I can do to help, I don't mind.
Certainly, yeah. Now, I physically couldn't imagine what it would be like living on the streets of London for the past 2 years, but I was genuinely touched by the humbleness and slight hope that remained in Tony, that there are good people out there, and it's good when things like that are noticed. Now, although it warms my heart giving Tony a bag of snacks and drinks and a jumper to keep him warm, it still doesn't stop the growing problem of homelessness in the UK. Now, are we willing to become a part of that change, or are we just going to be like every other person and walk past?